Well, there you go. See, this is basically the interview. It's not even an interview. This is what I call it. This is a hang.
Hey, everybody, all over the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should get my Gibraltar doll.
Oh, you have a Gibraltar doll?
I have a Gibraltar doll.
I don't have a Pathfinder doll. Well,
You don't? Well, people send them to me to autograph it, and they give it away to friends.
oh yeah. Okay, yeah, there it is. Man. Okay, yeah, that's a Funko Pop. Yeah, I have one of those, just not a Gibraltar.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I have one of these. Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, they're cool. I like them. I like them.
The Funko family.
Yeah. So this is your Hawaii hangout. I think you said you were in Maui.
I am in Maui. I'm at the 3,000-foot level of Haleakala crater.
Okay.
I got a little ranch, I guess we can call it.
Yeah, nice.
I grow papayas and mangoes and bananas and taro, and Oprah lives about 2 miles that way somewhere.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah. When Oprah's in town, you don't get to drive up her street.
Yeah, I guess they lock everything down, huh?
And 1 year, hey, Michelle Obama was here, and it was interesting because you had a couple helicopters.
Oh, I'm sure.
30,000 acres below us, and we got poor connection, so I'll go back toward my house. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
We are blessed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We have our wonderful job doing Gibraltar.
Yes. Yes, like you and I are talking, it looks like we're booked hopefully for the next few years, fingers crossed. I think Respawn wants to do this, EA wants to do it. People enjoy playing the game. So it's nice. It's nice having a gig.
Yes. Please. Hey, what do you do with your I'm going to tell you what I do with my money from Gibraltar. You can tell me what you do with your money. Go ahead. You go first.
Buy a sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a mortgage, so I pay my mortgage, not with my Apex money, because it's a big mortgage. Yeah, lest we let anyone have the idea that we're getting rich off this game, think again. We're gainfully employed a couple of times every 3 months. That's what it is.
There you go. I buy lumber.
Oh, really?
I'm always building a little something.
Okay, so you're handy.
I got grand ideas, and
okay.
I take a shot.
All right.
If it's straight and level, I'm happy.
If the rain doesn't get in.
That's right. And right now, I took all the cushions off my outside living room over here.
Okay.
It was supposed to rain last night.
Right.
And it did not rain last night.
Okay.
So we've had super moons here. I don't know if you guys know about super moons. You know about super moons?
I don't, but I'll bet you Roger Craig Smith, who plays Mirage in the game, he knows all about everything astronomical, so I'm sure he knows about supermoons.
We've had 3 nights in a row of super full moons.
Okay.
That it sets over there and it goes right in my bedroom window.
Wow.
And it wakes me up. So every morning between the hours of 4 to 5:30, it is just so beautiful, glistening off the water of the bay.
Wow.
And it's just wonderful.
Nice. I think it's actually very lucky for us that you're here in Maui to do this interview because you, as you've told me, you're born and raised in Los Angeles. You're an Angelino, but your heritage is where you are now, correct?
So should I go there?
Go anywhere you want to go, sir.
So here goes, you guys.
All right.
My father was born in Tiperui, Tahiti.
Okay.
And he had a mother that father, so my dad's grandfather,
okay,
said, I promised you in a marriage to somebody else. Now, she was one of 16.
Okay.
And she was number 14. So when she got pregnant from Charlie Richmond, right, who came from a family of sea captains in the South Pacific.
All right.
She got upset with her dad and she went to San Francisco. So my father, this is great. I'm telling the story. My father was raised by an uncle who had a son named Branscombe.
Okay.
And we were raised together. So my father goes to the United States through San Francisco, the port of entry, and meets his mom, goes to Samuel Gomper's junior high school, but he was in his 1920s and came to America during the Depression.
Okay.
Movies started coming out in the 30s and 40s, went down to Hollywood because they were looking for Polynesians.
All right.
And Native Americans and people of color. And he ran into a 26-year-old Hawaiian girl at a little place in Hollywood called the Seven Seas.
All right.
Then I was born.
Okay.
You see, and that's what happened. So I was raised in a wonderful Jewish neighborhood called Encino, California.
Uh-huh.
And we were probably the first and only family of color until the Jacksons moved in.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Mike Flores, actually. There was Mike Flores, me, and a kid named Wendell Eugenio, I think.
All right.
And it was wonderful. And then I got into the film business. My father passed when I was a young man. My parents divorced when I was a young man.
Mm-hmm.
And you make lemonade out of lemon.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I done.
Yeah. I can tell by your background there. I mean, literally your background. You've made quite a bit of lemonade there, sir.
Well, I don't need much anymore, man.
Yeah, you were telling me that when we talked earlier. It's like you used to have the big sprawling estate in L.A., and then you said let's simplify, and so you still have two places. You bounce back and forth, correct?
Well, I'm also in Georgia and Kentucky because
really?
I produce family films there.
Okay.
We follow tax incentive and tax credits.
Okay.
And Fitzgerald, Georgia, and Horse Cave, Kentucky. Anybody who wants to see the sun, can you see Haleakala Crater there?
Yeah, we could see a nice range behind you there. Yeah, getting really nice. Yeah, it's
Let's see if there's any rainbows out today.
Very picturesque.
So I'll show you that big island. I don't know if you see an island way over there. Olave.
Okay, at the edge, I think. Yeah.
Then there's Lanai.
All right.
And then over there is Molokai.
Okay.
Hey, can we do it? We could do like a travel show, you and I. What do you say?
Absolutely. I'd spend most of the travel show putting on sunblock, but it would still be fun. Yeah.
And I put my hair in a ponytail just for this interview.
Nice.
So there it is.
Nice. You were letting it all hang out at the premiere, I think. Over at the the Respawn party.
I lost my little rubber band thing.
Oh, okay, that's why. All right.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Born and raised in L.A., now we got your backstory, but when did you start putting down like your own personal roots in Maui? Like when did you say I want to start owning something there as well?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about my career. Just
sure thing. It goes back to the 70s. I've seen on IMDb.
God, that guy is older than me.
Hey, mine goes back to the 90s, but not much.
You know what? I did everything, man. I had a paper route in the valley.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Berman wanted his paper porched. Mr. Melman wanted his paper porched. Mr. Goldstein wanted his paper porched. So it went on and on. And they go, oh, that nice little boy, Branscombe. Yeah, let's get his paper. Put it on the porch, Branscombe.
Yeah.
So when I graduated high school, I had a shot to play professional baseball. Well, that lasted 7 months.
Okay.
And what you find out is that when you play baseball, there's a lot of guys that are so much better than you, but you think you're really the guy.
Right.
Out of the valley. And so that lasted 7 months. When I was in high school, my father got cancer. So I needed a job, and I almost didn't get to play baseball. And my coach got me a job at Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Okay. I was a junior, and I was boxing groceries and working in the box, putting in the milk and the cheese. And if the milk and the cheese broke, we had to put it in this other box so they could get the returns. And if accidentally you took a couple bites out of the cheese before you put it in the box, boy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what kind of happened. And then my dad said to me, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm just trying to make a check. And he said, why don't you go work extra?
Mm-hmm.
So I started working extra. Hence, there was a thing called affirmative action.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to be at the right place at the right time. And I was gang member number 1, 2, 3, the tall gang member, or whatever it was at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a martial artist and a boxer.
Okay.
So I could handle myself pretty good, and you would fight the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
And a good guy usually fights somebody taller than him. Otherwise, the good guy looks like a bully.
Right.
Okay, sorry if I'm resting my arm there. So then they said, hey, Branscombe, before we light you on fire and throw you down these steps,
Yeah.
could you say these lines?
Right.
And that's what happened. So I became an extra who became a stand-in, who became a stuntman, who became an actor. And just kind of was myself,
Mm-hmm.
But I've always been a kid who loved to play.
Right.
And do impressions and do mimic and just have some fun.
Right.
And that's what happened. So, you buy your first house in Encino, you buy your second house in Encino, and then you get married and you have children and you get
Right.
a bigger house.
Right.
And then your wife says, why am I waiting for you while you're in Wisconsin, Michigan, New Mexico? Why am I waiting in the valley for you?
Right.
I married a Hawaiian girl.
Uh-huh.
And she said, can we wait in Hawaii?
Uh-huh.
That's how you get to Hawaii.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Because you never have a dream about taking yourself out of the business, right?
No.
And to let anybody out there who are fans of what you and I do, or fans of their own who want to do what you and I do, it's a hustle every day.
Yeah.
Don't let your guard down, go after it, and bite it like it's one bone for one dog.
Mm-hmm.
And along the way, you make some great friends, and you're kind,
Mm-hmm.
and you share your wealth. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up here in Hawaii. And, I've been here for a while, but I'm in LA next week. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're always bouncing back and forth as work dictates, correct? Yeah. And if you're producing movies in Georgia and Kentucky, that's a never-ending thing. I mean, there's all kinds of development and location scouting and then casting and all that. I mean, are you involved in every phase of that?
Yes, so I'm in a small sandbox.
Okay.
So when I say that, it is the lower budgeted family film.
Uh-huh.
And, you shoot them in 14 to 16 days.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to make them for a price. And then they're streamed and they're out and people enjoy it. And it's for everybody.
Right.
All colors, all nationalities. We're not there to teach anybody a lesson. We're just, children have their own little problems, and the children can help themselves, of all colors.
Right.
And that's the beauty of us, because our little movies, the Chinese and the foreign countries, they love them as well. They also want to see a little slice of America.
Uh-huh.
But they don't want to be told how to live, and we don't tell them. But we tell them how to save the dog that's stuck in the tree, stuff like that.
There you go. Yeah. And that's got to be interesting, too. As a producer, I know that I have a couple of friends who do that. They do smaller productions and they get things off the ground. And it used to be you could have a movie in profit even before you finished it because you had a distribution deal set up because it was going to be distributed in all these different territories. And I would think that streaming has completely changed that because now you don't need to distribute it anywhere. You just need to make it available on a platform, and then it's just accessed from all over the world, correct?
That's correct. And that's a twofold question. So let me say this.
Yeah.
If you have the opportunity to be with a distribution company that will handle all the streaming for you,
right?
Fantastic. Because there's certain numbers that they've got to stick by and go by.
Right.
That when you sign the contract, that's what you guys already understand.
Right.
If you're going to take a shot and say, let me go for the per download dynamic,
uh-huh.
That's a little more risky, but it keeps you in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the old days, a guy would take your movie, he would distribute it to the theaters, but he would sit on it and propel somebody else's movie and say, hey, you didn't make any money, but here's a bill that for me to handle your movie cost you $20,000.
Yeah. I think they call that hip pocketing in the music business. They just take it and they take it out of circulation, and then you're wondering why don't I have a career?
There you go.
Yeah.
So I keep it nice and simple.
Uh-huh.
I will say this. as an actor, I got to just star in a wonderful Netflix movie
Mm-hmm.
about family, about Ohana. And
Mm-hmm.
God bless Netflix, because they bring all the toys and all the whistles, and they're there to make your job a lot easier. Where Branscombe's trying to make your job, can you go without that?
Yeah.
Can we do it without it, please?
Yeah. Craft service today is going to be a bowl of pretzels. Is that okay, everybody? We got bottled water and pretzels, but okay, so I think I saw the credit for that movie. Is that Finding Ohana?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you guys check that out check out Branscombe on IMDb. It's Branscombe Richmond. You'll see his Apex Legends credit, but you'll see that that's one credit in a sea of credits stretching back long time ago. And that's why this man works that's why this man works, because he's got the experience. He knows how to act. He knows how to, look, you're a professional actor. And
you know what? I can mow 5 acres pretty good too.
Well, there you go. In case, it gets,
plant trees and repurpose banana peels. You know what you do with the banana peel, everybody out there? Don't throw it in the trash. Throw it in your yard. And if you got a goat, goats love banana peels.
Goats love everything. Yeah. We're getting mulch lessons from Gibraltar, ladies and gentlemen.
It.
Yeah, we're getting
All of your food products, mulch it, dig a hole, throw it in your yard, and if there's a seed in there, better watch out. Something might grow.
What are you eating there, by the way? What are you enjoying?
Acai bowl.
Acai bowl. Okay, acai bowl. Acai has made it to California in the last few years, and apparently it is everything. We've got 2 or 3 acai places in my neighborhood alone. And yeah, I know. I actually get it's called a samurai bowl. I get it like once a week, and it's acai. It's like bananas, coconut meat, granola, little honey drizzled on top of it. It's really, really good. I'm just assuming it's healthy, but it tastes fantastic.
All that stuff's grown here.
Really?
Yeah. So can I tell you about how Maui? Let me tell you a little history of Maui real quick.
Absolutely.
Hawaii had a king and a queen. And then through political overthrow, whatever it is, doesn't matter. I don't want to get into that. It became a U.S. territory. So, before it was a U.S. territory, the king and queen would get gifts from other kings and queens.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was electricity. Before electricity was in the mainland U.S. And cows.
Really?
They brought cattle here.
Okay.
From the king and queen of Spain and from some of the Camacheros out of Mexico.
Okay.
So Maui has cattle everywhere.
All right.
And people would say, well, are the natives cattle people? Well, they weren't.
No.
So that's why there's many cultures here. There's many Puerto Rican cultures here that would tend to the sugarcane fields, and the Portuguese were the cowboys. That's how the ukulele came here.
Okay.
And it was that. So there's tons of cattle, and I guess we were talking about food. I thought of a steak there for a second.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
I just thought I'd share that.
I have never been to Hawaii. My wife is telling me, yeah, I know. My wife is telling me we have to go. We have to make that a family trip. I said, all right, maybe this year or next year we'll make it a family trip. The only thing I know about Hawaii as far as the food goes is obviously the best fruit and obviously the best fishing. But on top of that, you guys have more uses for a pig than just about anything. There are so many pork products in the diet. Obviously the luau. The luau is a very big deal.
Yes.
And
I'll take you to a luau when you guys come here.
Okay. All right. I'll look forward to that. I'll be the guy putting sunblock on at 7 p.m. It's like, no, it'll still get me. It'll still get me, Brad.
You're gonna have to do the hula.
I will attempt the hula. My wife can nail it. She's Venezuelan. She can do any dance.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
Yeah. I know. And then I'll get to meet your wife because you got to meet my wife.
Wait a minute, I met your wife. I remember
Yeah.
your beautiful wife.
Yeah. I did very well there. Absolutely. So.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I married up, as they say. Now.
Film commission.
Yeah.
I just realized I was wearing the shirt. Sorry.
No, plug anything you want here. I did tour a lot as a stand-up comic, and so I toured a lot around some of the places you probably shot your movies. I played Louisville, Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky. I played a small college at Berea, Kentucky, all around there.
What was the sense of humor?
It was actually pretty good. They like to say that they're not. They like to say that they're not Southern. And I said, you guys race horses and you drink whiskey. You're Southern. All right, you drink bourbon and whiskey. You're Southern. But they like to claim their own sort of culture there.
Yeah, because they said we weren't for the South and we weren't for the North. We were neutral.
Yeah, they kept out of it.
Wow. Listen,
Yeah.
You guys are political.
Everyone I've talked to just about all the other Apex actors. We went through a normal audition process. Is this something that you read for, the Gibraltar part, or was it sort of offered to you? I'm curious about that.
Well, I'm sure they saw people.
Okay.
So let me say this. How wonderful it is when someone makes an offer to you to be in a show. And God bless everyone who gets that opportunity.
Right.
But when they make an offer, they've got 4 or 5 in the hopper.
Right.
So I had a wonderful lady said, hey, I'd like to put you up for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're the guy.
Okay.
I said, wonderful. So time goes on while those decision makers are trying to come to a decision.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do an audition tape, and then they ask you to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you got the job.
Right.
And it's a blessing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened to me.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see anybody else. You know, a lot of times as an actor, you go into a room and you see, oh, I know that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a little game to everybody who's watching. When you go into an audition room, you try to psych the other guy out, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's psyching everybody out, and I what you see is what you get.
Right.
So I just gotta do my thing, and I didn't get to see any Gibraltar potentials.
Okay.
When I did Renegade, Bobby Six Killer,
Uh-huh.
there was like 3,000 worldwide search,
Right.
and I got the flip of the coin. But,
Right.
Hey, I've been a loser many times.
Well, that's what I try to tell people is that I've had a nice career in the voice acting, and I don't get 99% of what I read for, probably even less than that. It's just such a high volume business that I put out so much auditions. I mean, I have a great agency, so they give me all the auditions I can handle. And I book a percentage of those, and it's kept me fed and clothed and all that. And like you, I read for Pathfinder, and I did it from my home booth, which is behind my green screen here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I do it from home, and then I had a callback. I go in, and I don't see any other potential Pathfinders. I don't remember seeing anybody. I think it was just me. And if I did see him, I don't pay any attention to any of that stuff. That's the great thing about voice acting is that the waiting room is less of a psych out place than it is an on camera. On camera, that's a different animal right there. That's a different animal. It is.
You know, as time goes on, so, here I am. I was a 18-year-old baseball player, didn't go anywhere, and then all of a sudden a 19-year-old stunt guy, and this and that, got to say a few lines and started going on these little interviews. As a young actor, you're right in there trying to shuffle like the cows in the room, right?
Right.
As you get older, you come to love all those guys that you were shuffling around with in your young 20s. And all of a sudden you go to an interview and you go, hey man, what happened to Joe Blow? Oh man, he passed away. And you go, oh man, love that guy. Yeah. And that's really kind of what's going on now in this time of my life,
Well, and that's the thing is that you get to a point where you realize I may not get this one. I'll get another one. You realize that I've worked. I'm going to work. It's okay. And of course, the irony of that is when you walk in with that attitude, you're much more likely to get the job than if you were desperate to get it. So
sure. Somebody asked me, "Are you successful?" I mean, the kind of way they put that thing.
Yeah.
What about success? And there's so many answers to that. And money is not really the all end of success.
Right.
It's how you treat people. It's how you understand life. It's how you share your wealth.
Mm-hmm.
and it's not necessarily done with dollars. I mean, listen, I won't lie. You know, money's right up there with air. You need it.
It's nice. Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are times in your life that you may be able to help somebody change their life. That it's not money that does it.
Right.
It's you, your essence, your time, your feeling, your monotony inside, and your heart. And I think that's what, if I leave anybody with anything on this interview, that I hope that, especially in this time we go around and we help as many people as we possibly can to better everything in themselves.
Yeah. It's funny because my uncle is a psychologist, and you know he would teach us.
I need one.
Yeah, well, don't we all? We're actors, you know. Crack open this head, and you'll get a lot of stuff coming out.
I'm not crazy, and neither am I.
Yeah. So, my uncle would teach his patients a lot of things, but the one philosophy he had also, just this overarching philosophy was, you have to leave things in better condition than when you found them. That's that you can boil it down to that, or as Willie Nelson liked to say, don't be an asshole. He says that's
it. Are we allowed to say that here?
Yeah, we're on an 18+ stream. You can say whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what Willie said to an interview. He said basically it boils down to don't be an asshole. Everything else is just window dressing.
You know, he lives in Maui.
Oh, does he?
He lives in Maui.
He's got to have more than one place, but I'm not surprised by that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Lubbock, Texas is probably his other place.
Yeah.
No, he lives right here near Sprecklesville. He plays a lot of golf, and if you don't know where Willie's at, look for the smoke.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think he's having to move to edibles now because the smoke's too much for his lungs. It's like, Willie, you're pushing 90, brother. Just eat a brownie instead. You know?
You know, that is a great guy. You know, he walks around the streets, he does his thing, he waves to people.
Yeah.
He says, hey, everybody, and he just does his thing, man.
Yeah.
Eats a sandwich when he gets hungry. I love that.
Yeah.
Give it a rip.
Absolutely. There's somebody on the chat that I specifically want to mention that is super stoked that you're here. His name is Sego Wendata. That is Sego Wendata. Yeah, I think I'm pronouncing. I never get it completely right, but it's Mohawk, and he's in Syracuse, New York. I don't know if you've ever shot anything.
Mohawks used to work as steelworkers.
Yeah, and he is.
Right? Ask him.
He is. And New York City. Let's see. His granddad was an iron worker.
There you go. Ask him how do you say greetings in his native tongue. I'd like to know that.
Okay, well, he is going to, I'm sure he hears you. He's going to answer that. Sego is thrilled, as everyone is. There are people from so many different demographics. They love this game because of the representation they feel they're getting that they've not seen much of before. And in Gibraltar's case, it's very obvious, is that because it's pretty broad.
Of all native peoples.
Okay, there you go.
And there's another thing.
Okay.
I mean, are we allowed to address that here, or what?
Yeah. Oh, before you get into it, because I want you to get into it, Sego Wendata says it's Sagon. Okay. So with a long O, Sagon, like that. All right. Yeah. Segos can't type right now, but I believe it's Sagon, most likely.
Sego.
Hey.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Okay. Yeah. So So as you were saying.
Well, I have a grandson.
Okay.
And he says, Papa, he's 4. Well, so here's my grandson. 6'3", 245, 14 years old, size 16 shoe, and he loves to play football.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. So he said, Papa, I think your character is gay.
Uh-huh.
And I said, well, how did that come out? So he said, watch this, and I watched it. And then I started getting texts and things. I don't tweet, but what do you call it?
Instagram, okay.
And I was getting texts from people who were pro and con of the issue.
Right.
So let me say this: we are loving people of all races. We had mothers, fathers, dogs, sisters. Family, live a life, breathe the same air, eat the same food, and then there's this little thing about your feelings about who you are in your orientation of life. I love the fact that everyone's included.
Right.
Now, if someone's offended, I apologize for that. But what I don't want to apologize in many native cultures, there is the acceptance of those who are not like my wife and like me.
Mm-hmm.
And we love them all the same.
Yeah, it's simple, and I had only heard about that fairly recently. I never knew one way or the other that Gibraltar was gay, straight, whatever, and frankly, I never thought about it. And I think the point a lot of people are trying to make is, yeah, he's a gay character. Should that matter whether or not you play him? Should that matter whether or not he's good at what he does? It has no impact on anything. And so, yeah.
What I will say about Gibraltar, he'll kick butt.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I love playing that guy, man. I get
yeah.
to go off on stupid things, man. It's great.
Well, yeah, tell me what it is like when you get to do your record session, because for me, Pathfinder is just a happier, more excited version of me and a little bit more clueless, but not much more. And when I'm Pathfinder, it's just, hey, it's me when I'm really happy and excited. And it seems like Gibraltar for you is just maybe a 10% more of you, but not much. I mean, you seem so much like Gibraltar already. Happy to be here, happy to help. And yeah, if you piss me off, I'll flip a switch on you.
I'm here, I got your back, bro.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. I don't know if I've got any real hooks to say why or how I'm playing this character. But when you're in the room, there's some great guys in there that are leading you down the path. I mean, there's about eight or nine people in there.
Yeah, depending on the day. Yeah.
Right. Can you do it like this? Can you do a little bit of this? Can you do a little bit of that? And, it does help when you do a movie called Scorpion King, and then there's a guy who's your brother named Dwayne Johnson.
Right.
The Rock.
Right.
And then, Gibraltar. Hey, Dwayne, I'm Gibraltar. He goes, isn't that a rock? I go, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, talk to you later, Dwayne. Bye. And then, so it's great. Somebody told me, hey, Jason Momoa plays your game. I go, get out of here.
Does he really?
I don't know. I'm not claiming that I know that he knows, but somebody told me, he goes, hey, Jason Momoa's playing the game. I go, get out of here. But it's wonderful to have, hey, little kids.
Yeah.
Come to me all the time, all nationalities, say, Gibraltar. And I guess in the end, I'm just a big kid.
If you're going to be an actor, you can never lose your sense of play, your sense of pretend, your ability to take whatever inhibitions you have and put them aside and be the character. And kids do that better than anybody.
Because I'm very inhibited.
Yeah, I can tell. Now, you've said that you've had people approach you and they recognize you from the game. Has it, I don't know how much voiceover stuff you were doing before. Has it increased your work rate in voiceover, or has it had any impact on what you're doing right now as far as work goes?
It's funny that people bring you in for these other games and they say, hey, could you make that voice just a little different than it would really like? And I said, hey, you know what? I don't want to do anything close to Gibraltar because I think that I don't want to be a bad guy and rip anybody off. So
right.
I am getting other wonderful things, and believe it or not, I'm just got to voicing a pet.
Really?
Yeah, a pet.
Okay.
And I think people will love it. It's commercial, but
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't say, I'm not that dinger. I'm not allowed to say anything.
Yeah, the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement. I just did.
Is that what that was?
That's that stack of papers you signed that allows you to say, hey, I did something really cool, everybody. What is it? Can't say it. Sorry.
Can I let people know out there also that I'm going to produce a little movie here this year in Maui called Mars?
Mars. Absolutely. Tell us about it.
Maui Animal Rescue Squad.
Okay.
Mars.
Got it.
When the court wants you to do your public service, they send you to Mars, Maui Animal Rescue Squad. And what's the purpose of Maui Animal Rescue Squad? You save the animals. And what are those guys doing over there? They're doing something bad. And all of a sudden, those kids and these people become sleuths. They save the day. Maui Animal Rescue Squad.
That's going to be where? Where are you going to be able to find that once it's finished? Streaming?
It'll be streaming.
Okay.
And we'll do another interview so I can tell everybody where to go.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want to keep in touch with all the Apex actors. You are, let's see, the latest one, and then after that, it's Mela Lee, who is Lifeline. I gotta get a hold of her. She's gonna do an interview, and after that, the only actor left is Chantel Van Santen, and she plays Wraith. And I don't know if I'm even going to be able to get a hold of her because she's really busy on TV. She's becoming a TV star. So I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have you call some people because you got those contacts.
Show up on the set with a microphone and a recorder. Just do it.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Yeah. We're Maui Animal Rescue Squad. This is our ID.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that alone would be a TV series. Just searching for Chantel. I'm going to pitch it right now. And yeah. So, all right. So you got all these irons in the fire. You got the movies you're producing. You got, your occasional, like once every season, they bring us in to do some Apex stuff. And then you have your other stuff you're doing, like you're auditioning. You still go out for the on-camera stuff.
I have a band.
You have a band?
I have a band.
All right. What kind of music? I'm guessing it would be rock.
R&B, baby.
Yeah, I sized you up for a rock guy, that straight up. Is it like rock, funk, R&B, you say?
Yeah, so, we do the casinos and we
Okay.
do the country fairs and we do,
Gotcha.
the motorcycle rallies.
Oh, so you must play Sturgis?
Yeah, I played Sturgis. I played it all.
Okay. So
I'm in 3 Motorcycle Hall of Fame, so that kind of helps get you.
really?
Yeah.
Is that mainly because of Renegade? Or is it just your body of work?
And then you do a lot of philanthropy for the motorcycle community.
Okay, gotcha.
And there's nothing like a toy run, man.
Yeah.
Toys for kids could really use it.
Okay, tell me the name of your band so we can look you guys up.
Branscombe Richmond and the Renegade Posse.
Branscombe Richmond and the Renegade Posse. All right. So we'll definitely have to check them out if they're playing.
It's a big band. It's with the 3 horns, chick singer, fiddle player, and
oh, nice.
Section. Yeah, a couple dancers. It's the whole 9 yards.
Do you do covers and originals?
I usually take the covers and I make them original.
Okay. Yeah, you put a little Branscombe spin on them. Okay, gotcha.
Tina Turner didn't really ever write any of her own songs.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought she might have.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know she did some Al Green. I mean, that's what brought her back was, yeah. Well, if she didn't write stuff, she sure has a good eye for who does write well because she can pick them. No.
Well, I'll tell you what I do. My voice isn't bad.
Right.
My musicianship isn't bad.
Okay.
But I'm an entertainer, so I'm not a bad entertainer.
Right.
And you have a lot of fun at our shows.
Good. All right. That's good to know. I have never ridden on a motorcycle in my entire life. Ever.
It would look funny if you were holding on to me on the back, but we'll arrange something.
Yeah, I've never. And it's not that I don't want to. It's that I'm afraid that I'll like it, and then one of these days I'll go buy one, and then I won't know what I'm doing, and I'll have to set her down in the middle of a highway. And it's like, okay, now I got road rash, I got other stuff, and I got to go home and explain this to my wife.
For some reason, I think you'd be really good.
Yeah.
I think you'd be fine.
I'd probably get something real. Maybe I'll start with a moped, and I'll work my way. I know you can't be seen with me if I'm on a moped, but we got.
I started on a mini bike. That's how you start.
Yeah. All right.
You take the lawnmower motor and you stick it on a little frame and you create a mini bike, and there you go. And your parents go, "Where the hell's the lawnmower?"
I think you'll love this. One of my main moderators that helps me with the stream, her name is Metal Chick, and she's a musician. She's just about to turn 18. Yeah. So.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Say her name one more time.
Metal Chick.
All right.
So.
Branscombe Richmond Renegade Posse, you got some honeysuckle chocolate chip and kisses for your love, baby.
All right. So, Metal Chick is telling me.
That was clean.
Yeah, no, that was very clean. It was very wholesome. Now, how much of okay, you're growing a lot of stuff there. How much of that do you just take and eat yourself, or do you grow it, give it away? What do you do with your crop there?
I share it with everybody. So I got this property, and then right down the road, 30 seconds, I got another piece of property. And so it's bananas, mangoes, avocados, papaya, oranges, limes, lemons.
When people imagine what an interview with the voice of Gibraltar was going to be like, I think they thought it was going to be exactly this, and I'm not kidding. Is he in Hawaii? Yes. Yeah. I think that's the only thing we're missing is a sunset and a huge pig roast going on.
Well, we got to do that again.
Yeah, I know.
I just thought of something that I wanted to share with everybody.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be the richest man in the graveyard.
You can't take it with you.
That share your wealth, baby.
Right. Well, there's a...
Steel chick.
Yeah, metal chick.
Metal chick, sorry.
Yeah. Steel chick. That's going to be my new nickname for you, metal chick, is steel chick, because Branscombe said it so. All right. This is what I've discovered about Twitch and the gaming community is it is a community. People are very helpful. People share in the community. The people who are moderating my chat stream, making sure all the comments are above board and all that, they do it for free. They volunteered. I have no money to pay them with because, you know, I have to make it on the stream first. And so they're all there just sharing the experience, propping each other up when somebody's feeling down. It's very communal. And I love that. Even though it's virtual because it's all online, I also realize that people connect online much more than I realized. And this game brings them together in ways that I had no idea it did. So
I have an idea.
Okay.
And you ponder this thought, young man.
I will.
That maybe we all meet in Maui at my place with all your gang. You plan a barbecue at Branscome's backyard, and we all get to meet each other. Just think about it. That's all. So I'm going to let you put that in your ballywick of thoughts, because we're going to be doing this kind of thing for many years.
Yes.
Maybe we celebrate a fan's birthday or something like that, and we say, come to Hawaii, and we'll have a big barbecue in the backyard. Or on January 31, I'm at the Hollywood show with Lorenzo Lamas and Kathleen Kidmon.
Where you're at the Hollywood where?
Autograph show.
Oh, Hollywood Autograph Show. Okay.
Right, it's in Burbank or something like that.
All right.
I'm not sure exactly, but
okay.
There's going to be a lot of people.
All right. So do you...
Hey, my house, you know what we say in Hawaii?
What?
Mi casa, su casa.
Ah, very Hawaiian. Yeah. Very indigenous. Yeah. I am sure that everyone on the chat would love to find themselves in Hawaii at a cookout with Gibraltar himself. Unfortunately, that's
it's your party. I'll just host it. We have some fun for 4 hours. Yeah.
We'll have to work on the logistics of that, but there's no wrong time to visit Hawaii. I'm sure the weather is pretty good year round, isn't it?
Right. It's a little dry right now. I could use some rain, but
gotcha.
Yeah.
I always hear about the different islands too. You're on Maui, correct?
I'm on Maui.
Okay, so Maui, I hear that's a pretty nice place as far as the islands go. A lot of tourists, I'm sure. How does that? Okay, how does it stack up to the other islands? Each island has sort of its own little culture, correct?
Right. So Oahu, where Honolulu is, where all the military are.
Okay.
It's 1,250,000 inhabitants, 300,000 military, and about 100,000 a month tourism.
Wow.
Maybe don't hold you to that, but I'm giving you the Gibraltar numbers.
Gotcha.
Maui, 160,000, 20,000 of the 160 are snowbirds, so they're not here all the time, and whatever the tourism is here.
Right.
And then Hawaii and the Big Island is 60,000 inhabitants each.
I wouldn't have known which island to go to. We would have almost just been blindly picking one. But now I know I'm going to go to Maui because I got to come see. Yeah, I got to come see.
Well, now you got a reason.
Yeah, I got a good reason.
Throw in your party.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely something they're going to want to be chatting about later on the chat stream. It's like, all right, when are we all going to Maui?
We got 10, 20 people that say, okay, we're going to Hawaii, we're all going to be here, and this and that, we're going for the backyard party, and you're hosting it.
Yeah.
And we'll do the podcast. We'll talk to everybody right from there.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a great idea. We'll just have to figure out how to get a bunch of people from all over the world, literally, because
they just got to meet us here.
Yeah, okay. You guys make it to Hawaii. Branscombe is offering to at least give you a place to party. I don't know. I guess we'll roll out some sleeping bags on the lawn.
Families.
Okay.
And have some fun.
Yeah. And then, because now I don't have just people in the United States watching this. We have people in Austria, in Italy, in Poland, in England, in Scotland.
If you're from Graz, Austria, from Graz, right, or Bern.
Mm-hmm.
I played I played all through Austria and Switzerland with my band all over.
Nice.
Et je parle français aussi.
Right, Australia.
De France.
We have Australians here.
Oh, I've never been there yet. And God bless them. God bless Australia because of the fires.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I was there to help.
I think at some point we should open it up for questions from the chat.
Questions?
Yeah, because
I'm going to sit out now.
Yeah, I know. See, I'm taking this man's time. Now I've put him down in a chair at this point. He's got to rest. I like that pit behind you. I know you guys must get a nice little fire going at night when if there's a little... Yeah, nice.
Hey, at night it gets down to about 59, 56 degrees.
Okay, that's worth a fire.
Because we're at 2,000 feet up.
Okay, so your elevation's good enough. Metal Chick, if you want, you can start opening up the chat.
Metal Chick.
Yeah.
Metal Chick, how you doing there, baby?
Yeah, Green Holly on the chat wants to have a hug from Branscombe. We can give you virtual hugs here. Big hugs. Spartithian Alex in Australia wants to know if you can get this lovely man Branscombe to say, as Gibraltar, never give up, never give in. It's a big deal for him.
Never give up, never give in. Never give up, never give in.
And there you have it, Alex. There you have it. It's a very big deal for Alex. Alex has a group of gamers that support each other, not just in games, but mentally, emotionally. They're people who have mental quirks, struggles they go through, and they have a community. And they have had each of the Apex actors I've interviewed so far say that. It's a very big deal for them. So you're sending them a lot of love with that.
Say one more thing to Alex. Ready?
Yeah.
Alex, have a donut.
Donuts solve everything. One person would like to know if you have ever been to the UK. I'm sure you've been to the United Kingdom. You've shot something there, right? Or played there?
So, I did Christopher Columbus, and we shot in Malta.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we shot in Malta, and you got to go through England to get there.
Okay.
And I wanted to there's a sign. So, my name Branscombe.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell our friends from England.
Because that's very English. That's a very English name. Is it not?
It is all English.
Gotcha.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
A combe, C-O-M-B, is a village outskirts suburb of. Bran was this guy. So there is a town outside of Surrey, which is outside of London, and it's called Branscombe. Now, part of the Saxon Wars, if you wanted to get the best flint for your axe, the best rock, you went to the shores of Branscombe. There you go.
There you go.
So, Heathrow Airport. That's my experience.
Heathrow Airport? Yeah. Okay. Well, technically, you've been to the UK.
Heathrow to Gatwick.
All right. Yeah, I've done that.
Gatwick to Malta.
I have done LAX to Heathrow, and then Heathrow to Gatwick, and Gatwick to Madrid. That was on my honeymoon. And that was 24 straight hours of travel there, my brother. That was, I didn't know if I was coming or going, but we were happy to land in Madrid. Yeah, by the time we got settled in at the hotel, it had been 24 hours. And I thought, this is not easy.
How long did you sleep after that?
A bit. Well, the funny thing is, as you know, the jet lag kind of throws everything off. So I got like 4 hours of sleep, and then I was wide awake. And I thought, but it's 4 a.m. Yeah, I know. So, and it took me a couple of days to finally get with the flow, and then we were fine. So, yeah.
Of course, it's your honeymoon, buddy.
Yeah, we were happy. We were very happy. Yeah, one of our viewers is Dr. Gunnut, and I believe he is in the UK, and he says he's totally going to buy all of your albums if Branscombe Richmond, if the band has an album or albums, he's going to buy them.
We got 6 albums, and they're all in my garage. I got tons of albums in my garage.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, sorry, Gunnut, you're going to have to fly to Hawaii to...
So, but wait.
Yeah.
You can let him know through you, and then we'll get him the CDs, okay?
You got it. Gunnut, find me on the chat later, and we'll get you something. Make sure. You got to get those out on MP3 on iTunes.
On one album, I've got Peter. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
On one album, I've got Peter Fonda and Evel Knievel.
Really? Oh, man.
At the Laughlin Motorcycle Rally, getting up there singing with me.
Really? Now, I'm sure Peter Fonda was a pretty cool guy to hang out with, but I have to imagine the best stories must have come from Evel Knievel.
Well, let me say something about Peter Fonda. God bless his soul. We also did a show in Brazil.
Okay.
We did a show in Campo Grande, Brazil, for the Brazilian Sturgis. Peter Fonda does not sign morality clauses.
No. Message received.
Peter Fonda does what Peter Fonda wants to do.
Yeah. So I guess after...
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy. He was a good guy. God bless his soul.
Yeah. I don't think he got cheated on life. I think he got every drop out of it, seems to me.
He did.
Yeah.
Evel Knievel, tough guy.
You'd have to be when you've broken literally every bone in your body. I mean, for a lot of people on the chat, you're going to have to Google Evel Knievel. But when I grew up, I was born in 1969. I grew up and all my toys were Evel Knievel toys. And if you wanted to be a daredevil, you were thinking about Evel Knievel. If you wanted to jump something with your bike or do anything death-defying, it was because you saw Evel Knievel do it first.
He was just a tough guy, whether he broke a bone or not.
Yeah.
And, his son Robbie is a friend of mine. He lives in Vegas. And, Robbie is kind of tough because the way his father taught him.
Right.
In life, there's just these tough guys.
From the Grim Peddler, Branscombe, and to me, how would you suggest an amateur actor or voice actor go pro in the age of streaming and YouTube if your area isn't great for film? In other words, I guess if they're in a market where there's not a lot of production or casting going on, you can address that first if you want. They're an amateur actor and they're trying to figure out how to get to where the work is, or how do they go pro if they're out in the boondocks.
You have a phone, you have YouTube, you create your balance and your presence there. And if you're good, somebody will find you. I swear they will.
I agree, especially in voice acting. In acting, you can always make the argument, well, they went with someone they knew, or there was a look they wanted, and I didn't have that look. And that's true, but eventually they'll look for the look you have, and then you'll show them that you know how to act, and you'll book the job. In voice acting, it is a meritocracy. If you can do the job, they don't care where you're from. They don't care about any of that. If it's a strictly voice-only job, then they just want to know that you can do it. And I don't think they care where you live. There's enough work out there. The union stuff just about always goes through LA and New York. But if you're out in, BFE, as I like to say, it doesn't matter if you can upload your audition to a casting service. They have online casting services. You can hang your shingle out from no matter where you are. You may not have access to the same jobs that Branscombe and I get to have access to, but you'll get started. And
start local, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 50, and last year was the best year I've ever had.
You're old.
Yeah, I know, I'm an old guy. Yeah. Branscombe is older than 50, and Branscombe is not hurting for work. Yeah, look, you don't look your age, and I do mean that. I'm not just blowing Hollywood smoke. And I think some of that's good genetics, and some of that is just your attitude. You've decided that you're going to enjoy your life. Yeah, absolutely. Life is what you make of it. And Grim Peddler there, your career is going to be what you make of it. You have something Branscombe and I did not have when we started. You have, like he said, you have YouTube. You have a phone you can upload content on. You can create something literally anywhere you are and upload it to YouTube. And I couldn't have done that. Well, I grew up in Savannah, Georgia, but by the time I was in my early 20s, in my early 20s, I moved to Orlando, Florida, which had some production. You've probably shot a few things in Florida, I would think.
I was at Universal Studios on the Swamp Thing.
All right. Yep, there you go. And I was there in the mid-'90s when there was some work to be done. And I would find other actors, and none of us were union. I got SAG eligible in Orlando off of Sequest DSV.
Nice.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been surprised if you had been on that show. You were all over the place then.
I wasn't on Sequest, but that's the wonder. Mr. Schneider was the
Roy Scheider. Yeah, Roy Scheider.
Roy Schneider.
Yeah.
What a guy.
I know. Loved Roy Scheider. Yeah.
Gonna need a bigger boat.
You're gonna need a bigger boat. I bet you he had no idea when he said that line that was going to follow him for 40 years.
I'll give you a quick little story about Jaws.
Oh, please.
There's a director, James Fargo, he's still around, who was the first AD on Jaws, UPM.
Oh, man.
And, they have this young director, some kid named Spielberg, who had one little TV show with Dennis Weaver called Duel.
Duel, yeah.
And that was a Universal show, and I remember talking to him when he came back, and he said, the shark wouldn't work, wouldn't work.
Oh, man.
And so this guy shot pieces, man, I hope it works, and look what happened.
If I would have to be the first AD on Jaws, had to be one of the most wrenching experiences, because you're shooting on the water for starters, and everybody knows don't shoot on the water if you don't have to. It's impossible. And on top of that, yeah, the big monster in the movie doesn't work. It's like, we don't know if we actually have a monster. We don't know if we have the thing that's actually scaring and eating people. So we're going to have to fake it for a little bit till we get it to work. And how's the director? I don't know. No one knows him. He just he seems confident.
Spielberger or something like
that. Yeah, exactly. Well, what about the other actors? Well, I know a couple of them, but one of them's really young. No one knows who he is. Richard Dreyfuss, I guess. And the other one, Robert Shaw, well, he showed up drunk. And so, yeah, he tried to do the USS Indianapolis scene drunk because he said my character would be drunk. He tried it drunk, and they said, yeah, let's wait till he sobers up and try that again. So, yeah, a little bit too method there. Here is a June McGee. I'm not going to ask Branscombe to say yeeting some cover for my brothers. There's this word yeet.
Ask me anything.
All right, well,
okay, what's the line?
June McGee, there's a word called yeet. You've probably heard your grandson say this. Yeet is some slang that teenagers are using, and to yeet something is to, I guess, throw it away aggressively. And I have mocked that word as much as I possibly can, because to me it makes no sense. But they want to know if you'll say...
Let me hear you say it.
Okay, well, I don't know. Yeah, on the chat, how the hell would you even say the word yeet? How do you guys say yeet when you use it? Because I don't even know anymore. I'm
like eat, like E-A-T?
No, Y-E-E-T. They say yeet, and it's just yeet. It makes no sense to me. I have nothing but contempt for that.
Okay, so I'll do a little improv using the word Y-E-E-T. Okay,
yeah.
So watch this.
All right. Here's his peace offering for you guys.
Yeet or not to yeet? That is the question.
I like that. I like that. I like what you did there. Yeah.
Because it really is.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, I'll give you one more.
All right, here comes one more.
Here it is. Yeet is salubrious and carnotherifying.
That's going to be all over the internet somehow. Someone's going to take that. That's going to be a meme. Okay, this is another one from Spartathian Alex. He would like to know if you could say, hey, Spartans, you are worth it. I know it's hard, but you can get through this. I promise you, just hang tight, all right? It's a lot. How about I get him to say the second half of this? As Gibraltar, if you could say, hey, Spartans, you can get through this. Gibraltar's got you. Maybe with a laugh at the end.
Hey, Spartans, you've got this, and Gibraltar's got your back.
You're the man. This is the man.
We get to play kids, man.
I know. Crystalline Oxide, who I think is in Germany, would like to know, what is your hair care routine?
What's my hair care?
Yeah, what's your hair care routine? Mine is just air dry because I got none to work with. I'm envious, I could just tell you.
Holy smokes, look at all that hair.
Yeah, really. Anything natural? You say any of the natural stuff you got around you? You got all these hair care products we see on ingredient labels in the United States seem to have all Hawaiian stuff on it. You know?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Avapuhi and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right.
I don't do anything special. I wash my hair. I put some stuff in there, and I brush it out, and I comb it, and
just.
God, I wish I got to come up with something really good.
Yeah. No.
I take avocado and I
yeah.
It for. I don't do anything.
Papaya extract and
Papaya extract and
Yeah.
I have a grandson, and he's got longer hair than me.
I'll bet.
He's 3.5.
Really?
He's got a great name. His name is Rhapsody.
Rhapsody
Richmond.
Nice.
And, he's, when I was a kid, my dad had me have really long curly hair. My mom cut it.
Mm-hmm.
While he was away doing the movie Mutiny on the Bounty with Marlon Brando, Trevor Howard, and Richard Harris.
Really?
Yeah. And then I went to Tahiti to be with my dad, and he saw me with a haircut, and he goes, "This may be grounds for a divorce."
Yeah.
And then we came back, and however it is, but
right.
No, this is it, man.
That's just how you roll.
I wish I could say I'm a natural brunette, but
Well, yeah, there's some roots in there, but I don't know anybody who has made it into their 7th decade that has natural color hair anymore. There's some silver and gray in there. There's some wisdom in there.
I'm starting to think maybe I ought to let it go.
You know what? I think it would look, well, you know what? You got probably plenty of friends who maybe have made that decision and said, what the hell? I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to let it be my natural color. And I'll bet you, I'm just going to make this bet. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I bet you start booking an entirely new category of parts if you become the silver-haired, wise, bouncer at the club.
Well, what's interesting is I color it.
Right.
This is the inside scoop on Gibraltar.
Okay.
I color it because when you walk in, I'm walking in for the guys that don't have gray hair yet. Right. Maybe I ought to go red.
Then you go, okay, there you go. Then you get to play the Irish terrorists. I'm not, see, I'm not on camera. I haven't done on camera in over 20 years. It's just all voiceover for me. Yeah.
I'll place your face on me and I'll just go right in.
Perfect. Well, that's the thing is that because you still look young, you can, if you're walking in with black hair, they're going to think of you as, okay, this guy's in his 40s and he's going to play this part here. And yeah, those parts are still up for you. So this is career stuff. Because, yeah, you don't strike me as the kind of guy who would actually care whether you have gray hair or not.
No, I just, I like to go in there with my A game.
Ask Branscombe, if a game company wanted to make a film for cinema for a popular game, what challenges would they run into? What's your point of view as a producer? So I guess if somebody wanted to take, and it's been done many times, taking a popular video game and making it into a movie, what are the production challenges for doing that? I mean, my first one I would think is budget, because these games aren't cheap.
Well, I would say let's do it.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, the biggest challenges are really the trademarks.
Ah.
That's the biggest challenge. When it comes to the money, if we did a
crowdsourced, crowdfunded,
not crowdfunding, it's called a crowd equity.
Okay.
Everyone put in their investment. They own a share of the movie.
Okay.
You get enough money to make this movie. So
yeah,
yes, let's do it.
Yeah, crowd equity. I guess in my case, my character, maybe they would give me a shot at voicing it if it was an actual movie like live action. But I know how the business works. They need big A-list names to help sell it, because it's not as much about the performance. It's about, we need this guy on the red carpet because the media will write about him.
Well, They were going to have Bradley Cooper play my part.
Yeah, which makes sense. Well, Dwayne Johnson's available. I don't know if he's indigenous enough. Bradley Cooper can do a pretty good Samoan, so we're going to have him do that, yeah. You know, whatever they want to do with Apex beyond the game, Branscombe and I are officially for it. So
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in. By the way, have you ever played the game? I know they've showed it to you,
I'm
but
not very good. I try to be good, but I'm not very good.
Well, that's my daily experience.
Fast, man.
Yeah.
And you gotta, be right in there.
Yeah, I know. Your grandson's probably really good at it.
Grandson,
Yeah.
He can get his buddies.
Yeah, exactly. I play the game on the stream, and I'm not very good at it. I'm slightly better than I used to be, but it's a really hard game to learn. It's not Pac-Man, that you and I could probably do pretty well.
Man, down, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I know politicians, when they go home, they play the game with their 16, 18, 19-year-old children to relieve stress.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. My wife sees me do this stream for a couple of hours, and then later on in the day, I'll say, I'm going to get on and play a little Apex. And she says, I thought you just did. I said, I played for a stream. I was actually having to entertain while I was playing, so it wasn't as relaxing as you would think. Now that nobody's watching, I'm going to get on, and it's actually very soothing. Believe it or not. Yeah, I know. At first it wasn't, because the game would make me a little jumpy. It's like everyone's shooting me all the time. Now I'm used to it, and it's not a big deal. Yeah. By the way, it makes me incredibly frustrated whenever I'm in the game and I have to fight a Gibraltar. I know I'm going to lose because this guy is so hard to hit, so hard to get through his shield, and it's almost impossible when I'm in a shootout with a Gibraltar. I realize I'm about to get wiped out here. Personally, they need to make him a little weaker, in my opinion.
Okay.
All right.
Well, he wants to be everybody's friend, too.
Yeah. Well, that's the one thing I'll say is that apparently the only character in the game that actually likes Pathfinder seems to be Gibraltar. He's the only one that... Yeah, he's the only one that tolerates him. All right. Pathfinder is asking...
Follow you. Here we go.
All right, you're going to follow my lead. We're in the dropship, and Pathfinder is going to be asking Gibraltar how to do the Hawaiian warrior dance.
Gotcha.
So this ought to be interesting. All right, so... Say, Gibraltar, before we go in and shoot a bunch of people, can you get me all hyped up with some kind of warrior dance?
I will, but first you have to have this peanut butter jelly sandwich that's got coconut on it. Eat it.
Okay, you robots don't really eat anything, but I'll see if I can get it down.
That's what I'm trying to say. Have some coconut water with it, too. Ready to jump?
Yeah, aren't we supposed to dance at all?
We are. We've got to do it in the air.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Are you with me or what?
Sure. Hela wahila.
Move your feet. Move your feet.
Yeah, okay, they're kind of like feet. I don't think we're going to top that, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, but that's, Gibraltar can't see real good.
Wait, you're a robot?
That's it.
I just thought you were uptight. Yeah. Oh boy. That was actually, I've had a lot of fun doing the improvs before, but that might have been the most completely out of left field improv we've done yet. I love that. That's amazing. And
It's a part of craft.
yeah, exactly. And I have to say, the first time I met you, you're a big fella. All right. Well, let's go out on a limb and say that you're what, 6'3"? About 6'3"?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And I'm about 6 feet. I'm not small. I'm not big. And I'm wiry. And I see you. Yeah, I'm quick. Yeah, I have to be. And so we're at the respawn party because I had not met you before. And I see you standing and talking with JB Blank and Johnny Young. And I say, oh, there's, oh my God, that's Branscombe. And, I grew up watching you on a lot of things. And so it's like, not only is that Gibraltar in the game, but that's the guy from Renegade. And that's the guy from this thing and that thing and all these other things. And then you turn because JB said, oh, yeah, and here's Chris. And you looked at me and you pointed. You said, is that Pathfinder? And I went, oh my God. He knows who I am. You have this presence and I'm so glad you are this way, where you seem to be aware of how you fill up a room, and you are immediately all about making the other person feel at ease in your own inimitable way. So,
who wants to be a joint?
I know. Well, yeah, they're out there. But I can't tell you how fun it was to meet you, because I've gotten to meet a lot of, famous people doing what I do. And I'm always relieved when they're nice. Because, as you know, you've worked with all the big names. I'm sure some of them probably could have been nicer, not just maybe to you, but to other people. And you're thinking, you don't get it. We get to do this for a living. This is really fun. So for me, it's always a treat to meet somebody that is warm and kind and big-hearted, because it's that extra bonus,
Yeah. You know what? I'll just comment really quick. I think everybody that we meet that might be on the upper echelon of wherever your game is, inside of them there's probably a really great, wonderful spot. And you can imagine how many of those people are kind of insecure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they can say the words, they're in a room, they do the scenes, but when you're in the public, and you got to kind of think on your feet and just be just be somebody that you're confident.
Right.
A lot of them don't have it.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
They do this, they kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy's a jerk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it comes to be that he's just kind of fearful.
They're afraid. Or they end up with a big entourage. This phalanx of people around them that you have to get through before you get to meet them. It makes them feel safe. So.
Okay, I got an entourage story.
All right, let me hear it.
Frank Sinatra.
Ah, well.
Frank Sinatra, man. So I get a call from Alan Levy, who's directing a Magnum. He goes, "Hey, we want you to play this bad guy, and you're going to fight this guy, and you can't hurt him." I said, "Okay." Jump on a plane, go to Hawaii to do Magnum. It's Frank Sinatra. And Alan Levy, the director, and I fought Tom in the past. So, Tom said, "Hey, Branscombe Richmond."
Right.
So when you meet Frank Sinatra, he's a thin little Italian guy.
Yeah, he's not a big guy. He was never a big guy.
No, he's never a big guy.
Tiny, yeah.
But inside of him, there's a big guy.
Yeah.
So Alan says, "Hey, Branscombe, I'd like you to meet Frank. Frank, this is Branscombe." He says my name perfectly the first time.
Uh-huh.
People don't say, they go, "Brandy who, Comby, Brandy."
Right.
They don't get it. But he says, "Branscombe, nice to meet you." And I called him Mr. Sinatra. And it was over. He got the instructions and goes, "Frank." I said, "Okay, Frank."
Yeah.
Now, he had 6, 7 guys with him, all from Hoboken, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. He had Jilly. He had all the boys. Mm-hmm. And we're on set. Now, Barbara, his wife, hadn't shown up yet. Mm-hmm. Right? As soon as she came, it was like the parting of the sea. Uh-huh. And there was Tom Selleck and Larry Manetti and Roger Mosley with Lays to greet Barbara Sinatra from the set. Uh-huh. You talk about an entourage of stories.
I'm sure.
When the entourage goes, "Hey, Frank, remember when we were down there in Florida?" That whole thing?
Yeah.
And those entourages were classic good people entourages. Some of the entourages today are just thugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
No rhyme, reason, or class. But
right.
I have to say that. Sorry about that.
No. The story about Frank Sinatra was, I think Don Rickles used to joke about it. If you were hanging out, Don, everybody knows that. I'll avoid.
I'm talking to this girl right now, Frank.
Exactly. But Don used to say that if you were with Frank, because Frank was an incredibly generous guy, he would gift people these marvelous things, and Don said, if you were with Frank and you said, "Hey, I really like those cufflinks," you'd get sent a pair of those cufflinks. If you said, "Wow, that's an amazing suit you got on," you would have that suit sent to you. But if you said, "Wow, your date is really pretty," he would send Carmine and Nunzio to talk to you. So, yeah.
You just reminded me of a story. I got another one. Sorry.
Yeah, lay it on me.
Who was the guy on Laverne and Shirley? That was the Italian kid on the liver.
Oh,
Eddie Mecca.
yeah, he played the Big Ragu, right? Yeah, Carmine, yeah.
The Big Ragu.
Yeah.
So Eddie Mecca had a manager
Mm-hmm.
who knew Frank.
Mm-hmm.
He takes Eddie Mecca to meet Frank in Vegas because Eddie Mecca was living in Vegas and he was trying to, make some contacts. And Eddie Mecca wanted to do Vegas and he had tried Vegas and whatever. So I'm playing Boulder Station with my band down the road. And Eddie Mecca comes and tells me the story. He goes, hey man, I just met Frank Sinatra, this and that, da-da-da-da-da. And Frank kept asking me, could you get me a drink?
Yeah.
And every time Eddie went to give him a drink, Frank gave him 100.
Oh, yeah.
He did it 3 times.
Yeah.
He goes, Branscombe, I made $300 taking home with Frank Sinatra.
Yep.
And I go, well, what did that all mean? He goes, it probably meant there was nothing I can do for you, kid.
Yeah.
But that's how he was.
The story was I listened to the book on tape. I didn't read the book. It's called The Way You Wear Your Hat. And it's about Frank and the entourage. Frank, Dean, Sammy, Joey, all those guys. And Frank loved to have one of his guys just carry a roll of hundreds. And he would tip everybody 100. And he wouldn't say give him 100. He'd say duke 'em. And so duke 'em. And
I love that.
yeah, and he would, the guy, the valet who would open the door for him, hey, thanks, duke 'em. And then he would come over to a guy and say, did I duke you yet? No, I don't know. I think you did, Frank. Well, duke 'em again. So there was always a guy with the roll of hundreds. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. I did Cannonball Rally, the movie, and had Dean, Sammy, Frank.
Cannonball Run, yeah.
Cannonball Run.
Oh, Cannonball Run 2. That had Frank, yeah, 2.
And it was, you just stood there watching.
Yeah.
And you went, dude, that's the pack right there. Look at that.
Yeah, I know. Well, after they wrapped, it's like during the shoot, I'm sure it was a lot of fun, but it was after the wrap, that's when the real fun must have really started. On a shoot like that? Yeah. I mean,
Frank didn't hang out.
Oh, he didn't?
No. So here's the scene. We're out in the middle of the desert. They're having a scene with Dean, Sammy, and about to win the race.
Okay.
And, Jamie Farr's there. Everybody's there.
Right.
Shirley's playing, everybody's there.
Yeah.
So what happens, this plane goes by, and everybody kind of points, and then an hour later, this limo pulls up. The limo pulls up, Burt Reynolds goes to the limo, gets in, 5 minutes, gets out. He points to Hal Needham. Hal Needham, the director, goes in the thing, and he goes, blah, 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 blah. He comes out 5 minutes later, and he says, put the camera here. Put the camera here, right on the window. And then as the guys are putting the camera there, because we're stopping everything we're doing, because we're
right.
Put the camera here. And he says, he goes, Sammy, Dean, come in the limo. So now they go in the limo, and they don't come out until the DP says it's all set, Needham. So he says, okay, knocks on the window. They come out, and the scene is the window goes down, and Frank goes, what's wrong with you two blokes? Can't you guys win this race? Right? And then it's back on them. Blah, 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 blah. That's it. And the window goes up, and Frank drives off.
Uh-huh.
He never got out of the limo.
The story on him is that he didn't like to sleep at night. He would just take naps here and there. He would make his whole crew stay up with him. And his
Chinese food at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, his crew couldn't hang for as long as he could, and so they would go off. They'd sneak off and sleep in shifts and come back and relieve each other while he was running card games and whatnot. And then, like, when the sun came up, that's when he would say, all right, I'll go have a nap or something. So, yeah, he just didn't like to go to sleep at night.
Wow.
Demanding.
Sorry about that, folks.
No, this is why we're here. So, I've
Next time I'll comb my hair.
No, don't do nothing different. I feel so lucky that I got you here. I mean, yeah, we could have done this in LA too. We could do this anywhere, but it's just so nice to have seen this backdrop. You, I think, probably in your most natural element. I mean, this is when you got to feel maybe the most chill, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll do it again. We'll be in the ocean.
All right. Yeah. Why is Pathfinder turning green? I don't know. He needs to get his sea legs. Yeah. Use those feet I think you have. Okay. Sir, I want to
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. I
Thank
want to
you.
thank you for taking time out of your day because it's a beautiful day there, and I know you've got other stuff to do. And I want to say best to you and yours, your family.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to
Happy New
you.
Year. God
Happy
bless
New
everybody.
Year. It's going to be a great year. They're all great years. And yeah, and the chat loves you. They're telling me how great you look. And yeah, they're very thankful. Duke 'em, Duke that chat. All right.
Duke those guys.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to say bye. We're going to say bye to Mr. Branscombe Richmond. Thank you again, Gibraltar, and many other people that we have enjoyed over the years, and we're enjoying them now.
Gibraltar.
Yeah, I know. Where's the little Funko? All right. Well, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
All right. Be
All right.
well. God bless you, and we'll see you.
All right, sir. You take care.
Bye.
All right.